I think you're suicidal. That's what I think. Listen, I started Jake off and I'm gonna finish him.
Mike Tyson just dropped a shocking message for Jake Paul before their fight. Even in his 50s, Tyson looks as fierce as ever. He told Jake it's almost suicidal to think about fighting a heavyweight champ when he's just a mere cruiserweight part-time boxer. Tyson even hinted this could be Jake's last fight ever. There were 2 press conferences with Mike Tyson and Jake Paul recently, held on May 13th and 16th. If I say they were the most anticipated events, you better believe me. This was the last time Mike and Jake came face-to-face, and they didn't hold back at all. Mike dropped some seriously cruel facts about Jake. Before this, Jake was busy making videos and trash-talking Mike, but it seemed like Mike was just waiting to confront him in person. And when he did, he roasted Jake so badly that Jake might be crying in a corner somewhere. Mike said,
He couldn't even knock out Nick Diaz. Nick Diaz is 40 pounds. How's he gonna knock me out? What's the other guy? Anderson Silva. He didn't knock those little guys. How you gonna knock me out?
Pretty cruel and unfiltered, isn't it? Mike is known for his ferocity and brutal punches, but he never says anything bad about his opponent's family because he knows the rules of his profession. But Jake has said some really bad things about Mike, his career, his past experiences, and even his late daughter. Now Mike is in full roasting mode, and when Mike roasts someone, everyone holds their breath, opens their eyes wide, and listens with a fast heartbeat. We all know Mike Tyson, known for his raw power and aggressive style, dominated the heavyweight division in his prime. His mention of Jake Paul's inability to knock out Nick Diaz and Anderson Silva serves to contrast his own legacy against Paul's relatively short career. Diaz and Silva, though formidable in their MMA careers, do not share the same storied history in boxing as Tyson. Then Mike said,
Who did he knock out? Little children. He didn't never knocked out a real man. Come on.
A real man here means a professional boxer. And it's true that Jake has never knocked out a real boxer so far. All of them were just from other professions who came into boxing as a hobby, or just for casual experience. Jake, after fighting them, thought he became a boxer who can compete with Mike Tyson. So I guess Mike is not wrong in this. By highlighting Paul's struggles against these fighters, Tyson reminds the audience of his unparalleled knockout power and implies that Paul is not yet in the same league. By publicly questioning Paul's abilities, he aims to undermine Paul's confidence and plant doubt in the minds of the audience. This tactic is not uncommon in combat sports, where mental strength and a psychological edge are as crucial as physical prowess. Tyson's dismissive tone suggests that Paul's victories are insignificant compared to the challenges Tyson himself has faced and overcome. This not only puts pressure on Paul to prove himself, but also frames any potential match between them as a mismatch, with Tyson being the clear superior. Now, do you want to hear something funny? Here you go.
Hey, look, he's right. I can't stand here and say I did those things, but what I promised to the people is on July 20th, Mike will be put to sleep, and he will feel my power, and I will go down as the man who put Tyson to sleep for the last time.
How, Jake? How can you do it with no skill, no power, no experience, or no inheritance? What do you have for boxing? Literally nothing, and you are making this big claim that you can knock Mike Tyson out. It's clear that he promises the people that Tyson will feel his power that is hilarious for the time being. And let's pause here for a second. Mike Tyson, whose punches have been compared to the force of a speeding car, is going to feel the power of Jake Paul, YouTuber turned boxer extraordinaire. It's like telling a dragonfly that it will experience the full might of a summer breeze. Brave, but a bit optimistic. Tyson's illustrious career has seen him knock out 44 opponents, many of whom probably still have flashbacks. Meanwhile, Jake's claim to fame includes a series of viral videos and a handful of boxing matches. It's as if David, instead of fighting Goliath with a sling, decided to challenge him with a selfie stick. But no offense that there's an endearing quality to Jake's bravado. It's the classic underdog story, where the plucky newcomer believes he can topple the giant. But sadly in this case, the giant has a history of turning other giants into mere mortals. It's as if Jake is preparing to enter a gladiatorial arena, armed with a plastic sword and boundless enthusiasm. Jake's confidence might come from his youth and the excitement of being in the spotlight. He has been winning fights against non-boxers and thinks he's ready for the big leagues. But Tyson is a whole different beast. Mike has decades of experience, raw power, and the mentality of a true champion. He's not someone you can easily take down with some flashy moves and social media hype. One thing's for sure, this fight is going to be one for the history books. Whether it ends in a knockout, a surprising twist, or just a lot of dramatic moments, everyone will be watching. So grab your popcorn, because this is going to be an epic battle between old-school boxing prowess and modern-day bravado. Who knows, maybe Jake will surprise us all. But for now, it looks like he's got a mountain to climb. And that mountain's name is Mike Tyson. And Jake hasn't stopped there. It seems like he signed a contract to make everyone laugh when he said,
"And I respect Mike, he's a legend, but it's time, it's my time now. There's a reason why I have the same birthday as Customato, because I'm gonna teach you how to fucking box, Mike."
Okay.
Okay, let's pause for a moment. We know press conferences are crucial for building hype among fans and the public. They create buzz, drive ticket sales, and boost viewership. Fighters use these events to pump themselves up and project an aura of invincibility. But come on, saying something you don't even believe in yourself? Isn't that just setting yourself up for a comedy show? Jake positions himself as the next in line for greatness. This whole "it's my time now" bit taps into the classic tale of the young lion challenging the old king. Boxing history is full of moments where new stars try to knock out old champs to make a name for themselves. But to do that, you need to be true to yourself, work hard, and polish your skills. Jake is far from that right now. Moreover, the birthday coincidence with Customato, Tysons' legendary trainer, is Jake's attempt to suggest a symbolic passing of the torch. D'Amato was more than a trainer to Tyson. He was a father figure who molded him into a champion. Jake mentioning this is like trying to borrow some of that legendary shine. But seriously, sharing a birthday? That's a bit of a stretch, Jake. By invoking divine destiny, respecting legends, and making historical connections, Jake aims to make this fight more than just a boxing match. He wants to place himself in the grand story of boxing history, suggesting his rise is part of the sport's evolution. It's a bold move, but it's also kind of like saying, "I have the same haircut as Einstein, so I must be a genius." Jake's words are all about trying to sound epic and legendary, but let's be real here. If he keeps focusing on roasting Tyson and promoting the fight with these wild statements, he's going to lose the actual match. Jake is badly off track. Instead of training hard and improving his skills, he's busy trying to win the press conference battle. That's not how you beat Mike Tyson. Tyson isn't just any fighter. He's a legend with a capital L. Imagine trying to take down a bulldozer with a water gun. That's Jake's current strategy. He needs to stop making these grandiose claims and start putting in the hard work if he wants even a shot at winning. The fans might be entertained by his antics, but when it comes to the fight, they want to see skills and power, not just talk. So Jake's attempt to paint himself as the next great thing in boxing is kind of like trying to convince everyone that a kitten can take down a lion. Sure, it's a cute story, but it's just not practical. He needs to remember that boxing is about what happens in the ring, not just at the press conferences. If he wants to be taken seriously, he has to back up his words with action. Otherwise, he's just setting himself up for a big public fall. And in the world of boxing, that fall can be pretty brutal. And at the end, Mike said something that completely wiped out all of Jake's big claims and his long trash talk.
Well, just come to the fight and you'll see.
It was Mike who accepted the fight invitation. He could have turned it down, but he wanted the world to see that a new fighter can't just gain a bit of fame, get some likes or shares, and then talk trash about legends who've given their whole lives to boxing. They can't just stand in front of these beasts and expect to get away with it. Even if the legends are getting older, there's no reason or way to disrespect them. Many pro boxers like Evander Holyfield, Sean Strickland, and even Dana White himself said this fight is mismatched. But Mike wanted to prove a point. Now let's see what you guys predict. What % chance do you give Jake to win?